Major L's coming. And guess what? Stop being ashamed of it, for we all have simped and fallen short of the glory of God. He just told you not to be a simp. Now he's going to tell you why.
One story and I'm out. So, in a simping phase, because I was raised as a simp, I learned pimping tactics. I went back to simping because it's hard to, unplug from the matrix.
Pause it right there. We go through stuff. This is where women say, men are less forgiving. And I said it earlier as well. We are in certain situations. But a lot of times it takes us a minute to learn because of that socialization process. We think that we did something. I know I was horrible at it. I internalized a lot of stuff. Man, I made a man. Maybe I shouldn't have said that. Maybe I shouldn't have did that. And it took me damn near to the age of 36, 35, 36, my mid-30s, where I had to take inventory and say, you know what? The shit that I did wasn't that bad. No cheating, no abuse, none of this narcissistic bullshit that so many of these women keep talking about. All of a sudden they got an iPhone and they're a licensed clinician, and everybody start throwing the word narcissist around. Got to give myself one on that.
Got it! It's hotter than fish grease.
But they'll come up with all these excuses of why you were wrong. So what Kevin is saying right here in the beginning is true. I was raised as a simp like most of us. We were told to be nice to girls, but nobody gives young boys that eventually become men the skills and the tools necessary to deal with a straight up heartbreak or just rejection. It is what it is. That's why you see some of these young boys flipping the fuck out and wanting to shoot women because she wouldn't give them her number. But I'm gonna let Kev keep on cooking.
I moved to Houston and I'm a member of a fraternity. And I go down, and we had one way of doing things where I'm from. I go down to Houston and I got a fraternity brother. This dude is ugly as all. He looked like Shabba Ranks. Oh, this dude was just beat up from the feet up, but he was a cool brother. He had a game. That just shows you. And this dude, everywhere he went, women was all over him. Dude looked like a burnt Dorito, but women loved him because he had a mouthpiece. We went down to the Kappa Beach party, and I'm sitting there trying to do the good guy role. Even though I know the simp stuff don't work, I had fallen back into simp tactics. I'm sitting there, and this chick walks by, and I was like, hey, how you doing? And she just looked at me like I had crap on me. I'm like, now I'm looking good, smelling good, got my polo this on, polo that. And we leaned on the car, and he was like, no, fine. No, bro, you can't do it that way. You can't do it like that down here. These chicks don't want to be talked to like that. I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, let me show you how it's done. The finest chick I had seen, the Kappa Beach party was banging around this time of year. The finest chick I had seen walk by. He smacked her on her butt hard. I mean, it went pow! You heard that stuff all the way down in Beaumont. I'm like, oh, I know she about to punch you in your jaw. Fine. And she's like, pow!
Slapped on the ass. I know what it sounds like. But let's keep listening. Real quick, salute to Theo Coop being in here, brother. I appreciate you as always, man.
Got it! It's hotter than fish grease.
And one more.
Knocks down another 3-ball. This guy is hotter than fish grease here.
Same thing for Kevin, bruh, cooking. I know, like I said, it sounds like a Me Too movement situation, but let's keep listening.
Hey, Red. She turned and looked at him like, ugh! And he's like, hey, Red, come here, girl. What? Girl, you heard me. Come over here. I'm like, oh my God, she about to punch him. I'm like, oh, we about to die. I'm putting all this power and focus on this chick. And I'm like, wait a minute. This is our beach party. He's a Kappa. We on side of a Mercedes, but I'm putting her up on this pedestal. This is what I saw afterwards. What happened? She ended up walking over to him. He spit a little game to her for about 2 minutes. They roll off. He like, all right, bruh, here's the keys to the car. We're going in her car. We're going back to her room. Finest chick on the beach. He slapped on her butt. Hey, girl, come over here. And she left with him. And my butt out there simping, being nice. Can't argue with the lived experience. That's what happened.
Pause it again real quick. Big piece. It's so many jewels that Kevin used to drop, and just older men in general. I know we love Kevin because of the YouTube space and everything he was saying, but stop and take inventory. The guy that you used to be in your 20s, he doesn't know as much as you in your 30s, as you in your 40s. I'm finding that out getting to 41 this year. But as it scales up, Kevin was in his early to mid 50s when he passed. Think about how much wisdom that he had. And he just said a big piece. You cannot argue with the lived experience. You can't argue with it. I'm gonna let him keep cooking.
So from that point on, I was like, oh, that's what's up. So I could eat. And here's the thing as men. We resist doing things that work because we want it to work the way we want it to. It's like saying, put on clothes that fit. Care more about your appearance. Up your shoe game. Wear fragrance. Do all these things. Do all this. Yeah, I know all that stuff works, and I can see the data, and I can get all the references and everything else, but I ain't gonna do it that way. I'm gonna do it my way. Because men, we hard-headed. We hard-headed, we don't learn. Or we only learn the hard way. You hear too many guys telling you these kind of stories to understand, look, men, women like dominant men, cocky men, confident men. It don't matter if you're working in McDonald's. You're working. You got everything to offer. They want you. They want it all. They want sex just like you want sex. Make it easy for her to be with you. It is simple as that.
Pause it again. We got about a couple more minutes left because the brother was cooking on this one, short and sweet. But you're working, bro. Do not take that for granted. Don't let anybody else tell you to take it for granted. You're working. You have a foundation. I keep saying it. You have something to build from. It sounds cliche. It sounds old school, but you started out at McDonald's on the fries. Slowly start asking those questions about, dealing with the money, the cashier, and making sure your drawer is right at the end of the night. Little things like that. You might start out in UPS, just unloading or loading trucks. Start asking about moving the forklift around the warehouse. Start asking about what it takes to become a driver. Ask what it takes to become that next step. Do the job that you're doing already and do it well, and show that you've earned that next opportunity. Keep on building, keep stacking up. Again, you're really not going to hit your rhythm in the workspace in America as a man until you're about 35. It looked different back in our grandfather's age because guess what? They was only supposed to live to about 40 or 50. So it seems like we're reverting back to some of this old stuff. Don't do that to yourself health-wise. But the life expectancy of black men had went up to the late 70s. Now it's drawing back. We got to start asking ourselves what we're eating and things like that. Not going to stay on the health piece. But as far as work is concerned, your work ethic should trump everything. Can't nobody fuck with a man that works hard and is willing to learn. Put yourself in different positions. Keep on letting Kevin cook.
If you slap a chick on the ass right now, she's on the street, she call it sexual harassment. I'm gonna have to go ahead and disagree with you on that one. I see it happen in too many clubs. It's on how you do it. But I get the point. See, we as men, when I used to teach guys how to pick up women, because I've had a stint as a dating coach, I can teach all that stuff. One of the biggest fears guys would have, I don't want to do that because what if she throws a drink in my face or slaps me in the face? I'm like, when have you ever seen that happen? Well, I haven't. I was like, you see it on TV and on movies. But if I'm telling you it works, you gotta what are you gonna do? Well, I don't see a lot of guys are afraid of success. That's why we stay stuck.
Got it! It's hotter than fish grease.
Knocks down another three ball. This guy is hotter than fish grease here.
What did I say is worse than losing? Staying stagnant. Staying here when you can see this opportunity and you're not taking the opportunity. You're just staying here, living in fear, afraid to take a L. And Kevin just said it. A lot of y'all brothers, I was in that space too. You're afraid of success because as you start climbing up, the responsibilities look different. You stay stagnant because you know that job. You know this certain area that you're living in. You know this certain woman. Bring it back to the women. You know this certain woman inside and out, literally and figuratively. You know her. So when you take a L, you're afraid to move on. You're afraid of moving on because you think you're going to take a L. A lot of brothers are afraid of success. Let that shit go, man. That's why I keep talking about you have to find your positive fuck it. When you know you've exhausted all the possibilities you could at this level, then you know it's time to scale up. Matter of fact, don't even exhaust all the possibilities at this level. Get the skills necessary to move up to the next level and just keep learning. Keep on letting Kevin cook.
Man, if you just wear clothes that fit, it don't matter what brand it is. Man, if you just wear some fragrance, if you do this, that's why we vacillate between these simp and pimp, because a lot of us are afraid of success because we've been made to be afraid of manhood and our masculinity, but this rabbit hole can go far too deep. Suffice it to say, my uncle didn't have to think that way. My grandfather and them didn't have to think that way. That's why shows like Mad Men were so successful, because men were men and we associate. That's why shows like The Walking Dead are so successful, because you see a society where men are men. Look, I know we've been told a lot of stuff, and it ain't my thing to smack a woman on her ass. I'm just saying you could do it figuratively, but you can't go upside her head figuratively. And when I tell a chick, get out of my space, you're in my space, I'm going upside her head or smacking her on her butt. I am asserting my dominance. I'm pissing on my territory. She's in my territory. If she stays, that means she wants to get pissed on. That means she wants to be with me. If she don't, she know how to leave. Women have choices. And they're not these dainty little delicate creatures who need to be saved by us. Have you ever been with a woman in a bed who sexually knows herself? She will kill you. So
Got it! It's hotter than fish grease.
TMI. I love a woman that can match me sexually. Oh shit. Oh shit. Stop thinking they just pushovers. Again, I told y'all before, played a video from Kevin before. Women are not your enemy. They're not, again, like he said, these dainty little flowers that we're afraid to break. Because guess what? You see how cold a lot of these women act, right? You see how cold they are when it comes to breaking up a family, fucking up their own kids a lot of times. We see this. So what do you think you're going to do to her that's just going to damage her beyond repair? Stand on your square, fellas. Don't be piss on that territory like Kevin said. Not literally, unless you're on some Young Miami type of shit, but assert your dominance. Put your flag in the ground. Claim it as yours. It's yours. That's why the saying goes: a man's home is his a man's home is his castle. I don't care if it's a 2-bedroom and a 1-bedroom apartment, whatever the hell, it's yours. Take care of the things that God has blessed you with. I don't care about your religious background, whether or not you even believe in God. It doesn't matter. You've been giving something in your lifetime that you need to take care of. That's one of the biggest ways to prove that you can take care of bigger responsibilities and scale up. Take care of the stuff that you do have in your hand. If she not on that shit, let her ass go. Don't bring her into your vicinity and she gonna fuck up what you got going on. You trying to pivot off because you afraid she gonna get mad or cuss you out. I'm gonna say this real quick and get back to Kevin. Especially in the black community, I've said it before. We keep worrying about, you can't win no argument with no black woman, boy. You don't want to test a black woman mouth. Brothers are afraid of being embarrassed momentarily, and they end up fucking up their whole life or the majority of their life trying to please some woman. Back to Kevin.
The smack on the butt? No, I don't agree. You mess around with some of these chicks, they want to smack you and harness you up. You better watch. If I can't slap her, how should I approach it? Ask her to slap herself. Even better. Yep. You get her first, you get here, then the body's easy. But that's a talk for another day. The takeaways from this, guys, are women like sex. Women like confident, assertive, confident men. Women, go study the Kama Sutra, go pick it up, go understand female anatomy, learn where the clitoris is, learn where the G-spot is. Unlearn all this bull crap you will learn that you were taught to how to pick up women. Because if it works, I would love to interview you and have you tell me how being a nice guy, buying a woman drinks all night long, got you anything you wanted. Please, please, I would love to have that hangout. Come explain to guys how being a beta male works, because I've never seen it work. I've seen it happen quite the reverse, but I'm open to hearing it. Guys, thank you for watching tonight. I hope that was entertaining.
Kevin, get all these posthumously.
Hand down, man down. Mama, there goes that man. Got it! It's hotter than fish grease.
Knocks down another 3-ball. This guy is hotter than fish grease here.
Y'all let me know in the chat, was Kevin right or wrong? I have yet to see playing that beta male, that simp, the I'll drink her bath water, all that type of lovey-dovey bullshit we was raised on. I've yet to see it work. I've tried it, major L. Kevin just told you he tried it, major L. Seen other brothers try it, major L. We're getting ready to get into AMS and CGA, major L's coming. And guess what? Stop being ashamed of it, for we all have simped and fallen short of the glory of God. And let me explain that real quick. I said it kind of tongue-in-cheek the other night, but when I sat down and thought about it afterward, again, I'm gonna inject God real quick. Sorry, Theo. Don't run away, bro. But I'm gonna inject God real quick. You have been giving something. You have been given a life. It is a slap into the face of the men that have came before us for you not to live your best life. And when I say best, I don't just mean running around chasing women and having fun and smoking and drinking and all that shit, and you squander your life doing the same circle of bullshit, going to the same clubs, dealing with the same people. When Kevin was speaking about exercise and options, it was just not about the women.